Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. Today it's the reveal of the, see that, the Molly Weasley figure, part of this double pack with her husband Arthur, which I haven't painted yet. But thoroughly enjoyed doing this miniature. The wand, you always have to keep saying these wands with these figures because there's a lot of people saying they're breaking. Again, this is the second one that I've had that's been fine, thank goodness, and that including it, removing it from the sprue and taking it to, you know, sticking it on and all that good stuff. It's because she's holding the wand up in front of her face. It wasn't too problematical, you know, getting the facial features painted, doing the eyes. Which I only do just a sliver of off-white and a tiny dot of like German Panzer grey, something like that, or black grey. It wasn't too bad. I believe that obviously for the films they do still photographs of the actors. I suppose they're promotionals. I suppose, and they've got again I've forgotten the lady's name who. And she's from the Black Country as well. I haven't got a clue now who her name is. You guys will know anyway. They've got the lady that plays Molly Weasley anyway. In the stills, she's actually, they must have taken it from that because she's in the same, I always said uniform, that's the guy who paints so many historicals. She's in the same clothes. The only thing she hasn't got is this wand up again, holding a wand. But the actual pose is almost exactly the same. So, if you'd like to join me down at the desk, we'll have a look at this Molly Weasley character, and at some stage I'll be onto painting Arthur. So I'll see you at the desk in a minute. Right guys, thank you very much for joining me at my workbench. Here is the completed Molly figure. I'm just after my little painted pointy stick that I use for mixing up paint with. There we go. I'll put him back down again, or her, because as usual I haven't put my reading glasses on, and if I don't put them on I can't see a damn thing. Right, let's have another go. Let's bring the light down a bit more. Right, here we go. Again, when I bring the painting lamp down, it's not a photographic lamp, so you don't, it sometimes bleaches some of the colours out. There we go. She wears like tights by the look of it, so putting some tights on, some little brown shoes. Different coloured reds and that on the skirt itself, and I've put like these darker brown swirls round. It's all a bit of artistic license, but it roughly coincides with how the skirt looks. Well, at least from the length of a football pitch probably, but as far as I'm concerned it looks like it. Let's see if we can get, rather than bring it up, let's bring the camera. I always do this, I bring the figure to the camera rather than just making it bigger with the camera. Right, you can see I've done, this is like one of them chunky knit cardigans, and I've stippled that, so, you know, using stippling action. Now, although the flesh might look a bit severe from here, it's not so severe when it's actually a bit farther away. It's only because I've got super close up. But I wanted a paler look and have the face shining out a bit. It does actually look better from a distance, honestly. Yeah, so no, I've really enjoyed it. As I say, if you haven't caught any of the Harry Potter videos, you don't know the Night Models figures. They've gone over to, well, Harry Potter's always been resin, but obviously their Batman range was metal to start with. But they're all resin. They can be obviously fragile. This is for, it's actually more of a board game than a. Well, I mean, I've got to be careful here because I don't play it, so I've got to be a bit careful. I do intend to get the core box at some stage. It's done on obviously a gaming type cardboard mat, rather than the Batman game, which is more of, I suppose, a skirmish war game. where it's you know, you move around the actual your buildings and terrain. I've probably got all that hideously wrong. As I say, my main interest is in, you know, I enjoy the Harry Potter stuff, and is getting these to collect myself. So that's my Molly Weasley figure. I didn't think she was massively looked like Molly Weasley, and she looks even less now. I've got my paintbrush on her, but you know, it's from a distance she's got the same type of clothes Molly Weasley wears. So we'll take it that it's Molly Weasley. I've just given the usual. Sometimes I paint them dark brown. I might go over all the bases at some stage and make some for the good side, and you know, lighter, and some for the bad side, darker. I don't know yet. I've still got to give this black one another base, another coat of black ground before I varnish all the figure. So guys, thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look at my Molly Weasley character from Harry Potter miniature adventure game. As I say, thoroughly enjoyed it. I've just quickly get Arthur in the shot. He's got to go under the brush at some stage. As I say, don't be put off by the fragility of the figures. They just take a, you know, I mean, I've got great big sausage hands, and I can do them. As I say, do not get me wrong, I've had a couple of Batman figures where literally a hand has snapped off and a pistol snapped off. I'm not saying they're not slightly fragile, but I do believe it's often how you handle them. I'm not going to go into the fact of, you know, do they make good gaming pieces if they are that fragile. I'll leave that for you guys to decide. The only thing I had to do with this, very, very slight amount of filling, and again, you guys know by now I use Vallejo plastic putty, and then just give it I let it go off overnight and then give it a sanding down. I use different sanding sticks, you know, the spongy ones, and they do fine. And obviously a scalpel to remove any mould lines and things. But yeah, there was just a very small amount of filling needed, you know, just around the joins, but not a lot. So guys, again, thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. You take care of yourselves, and we will see each other soon on another video. Cheers.